We understand that Manchester United are edging closer to a deal for the Barcelona midfielder Frankie de Jong. Michael Bridges alongside me on set to talk all things transfers this morning. Good morning. Manchester United edging closer.
Yes, it's something my colleague Dharma Chef's been following this summer. I just got off the phone to him a little bit more on this deal. And yeah, close to agreeing a deal for Frankie de Jong. It's great news for Erik ten Hag. It's a player he's wanted all summer. Sky Sports News has been told the clubs have a broad agreement on the fee, around €65 million, plus performance-related add-ons. Discussions continue over more details of the deal. Now, personal terms not expected to be a problem, and all parties are confident, which is great news for Manchester United, Ten Hag and the fans. Now, we were saying yesterday, weren't we, that clubs are now going abroad for pre-season, going all around the world. Manchester United fly out on July the 8th to Thailand. Erik ten Hag would absolutely love to have a new signing, this big new signing on that plane. Yeah,
and we spoke to Andy Mitten from United We Stand yesterday, and I asked the question about midfield and how big a problem that has been, and he said everyone can tell it's a glaring area that needs improvement. What sort of midfielder are Manchester United getting potentially?
A very good midfielder, someone who can pass, see a pass before anyone else, creative, clever in that midfield. Someone who can run the game as well. You talk about that weakish midfield as well. It's not been the greatest few weeks as well. Thinking about Paul Pogba going on a free to Juventus, then signing him back for all that money, not working out, and then looks like he's going back to Juventus again. It's not a great look for the size of Manchester United, but they're going out there getting the player they want. What I have found interesting as well, despite talking about Barcelona's financial problems over the last 12 months, they've been tough on these negotiations. They know what a good player they're potentially losing as well. But as you rightly say, United really do need surgery in that central midfield.
So that's one player potentially arriving in Manchester. What about another player leaving the city, Gabriel Jesus?
Yeah, Gabriel Jesus close to signing for Arsenal. So we'll get more on that during the afternoon here on Sky Sports News. We're hearing that he's potentially in London sealing that move. But what we do know is that he does want to play under Mikel Arteta, a manager he knows very well from his day at Manchester City when Mikel Arteta was assistant manager to Pep Guardiola. And we found out over the last few weeks that Jesus and Arteta had a very good working relationship there as well. Now, Jesus was used as a first team as a #1 striker in the final few weeks for Manchester City, but he's never been able to fully nail down that #9 position. Obviously, there's been times where City have not played without a striker, and he's been on the bench. He now has the opportunity to go to Arsenal and be their #1 striker, and that's what Edu has said to him week after week. And he said to his advisors, "You will be our main striker at Arsenal." So Arsenal fans very excited, and with reason, because this deal is very close.
What about his Brazilian teammate then, Richarlison, who's been linked with both Chelsea and Tottenham in recent days?
Well, quite a day yesterday. We do know that Tottenham are very keen on Richarlison, but then we broke the news at midday yesterday that Spurs like Anthony Gordon. Everton don't want to sell Anthony Gordon, but we do understand that there might be some talks regarding Richarlison. I'm told Spurs will ramp up their interest in that this week. But there has been talk, Rob. This is what we love about the summer. Daniel Levy and Bill Kenwright going for dinner last night. I mean, what would they be talking about? Who had the bill?
Probably what's on the menu, Michael.
Well, yeah, possibly to start with, but then they're having the starter. Maybe when the starters come, Daniel Levy says, "Shall we start talking Richarlison now?" So more on that as we get it. But that's what we love. If the transfers, stories like that, Bill Kenwright and Daniel Levy having dinner last night.
As I touched on as well, the links for Richarlison and Chelsea, but they've been linked with a lot of forward players, and in particular Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, Chelsea beginning talks with Manchester City over a move for Raheem Sterling. Why would Raheem Sterling leave Manchester City, and why would Manchester City potentially say yes? Well, he's a year left on his contract, and we believe all parties are willing to sort this deal out. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden started more Premier League games than Sterling last season. So that's something where Sterling's probably thinking, in a World Cup year, I'm getting a bit worried now, because this World Cup isn't next June. We know it's in November. He's only got probably 2.5, 3 months to show Gareth Southgate, I'm a regular in my team. Now, people will probably say, yeah, he'd have got in the England squad anyway. Yes, he probably would have done. Yeah, sure. But would he have started? Would he have been in form? Would he have been fully fit? Looks like going to Chelsea, a player Thomas Tuchel has been looking for some time. He probably goes right in there, one of their top players.
What's really interesting is that from transfer windows gone by, we've often talked about how clubs desperately don't want to sell to their rivals. Then you're looking at City potentially giving one forward to Arsenal, another to Chelsea. Is there a case that maybe they don't even see them as huge threats anymore, or would it be a massive surprise to see them go to these two clubs?
There is that as well, but I think Pep Guardiola, he's always said it to our colleagues up in Manchester, where he said that I want players 110% committed to this football club. If they want to move on, they can move on. Now, we all know it's never as simple as that, but Gabriel Jesus has been a wonderful servant to Manchester City, but City have brought in a couple more attackers, one of them Erling Haaland, and then so he goes with his best wishes. Raheem Sterling has given him wonderful service, 1 year left. Potentially goes with his best wishes as well. And also, we must mention as well that the Premier League, the financial muscle of all these top 6 clubs now, when other leagues maybe not doing so well financially, they don't have the financial pull to attract the likes of Jesus and Sterling.
All right, another busy day for you. Just how you like it.
Can't wait.
Michael, thank you very much indeed for the moment.